second part of Hivemind secret requires a group of 5. You will need voice chat. Even if you don't have a microphone and just listen, use it. Use the built-in one in WoW, Discord, Skype, whatever. Just get the whole group on the same page. This secret keeps its namesake and asks that the group acts as a Hivemind. It also helps if everyone in the group has the guide open and the group leader can just say, scroll to the Arcane Lava section. The group as a whole needs to have one monacle of each color, red, blue, green, and yellow. This means that each player can get away with only having one monacle and one person in the group doesn't need one at all. I'll do a separate video for the monocles as each is complicated enough for its own explanation. The monocles allow you to attack the withered NPCs around Surumar. Each has glowing eyes to represent their color. When killed, they will start channeling an ability called Draw Power and a beam in central Surumar will drop. The goal is to kill all 4 withered at the same time and have them draw power simultaneously, and the barrier drops for a few seconds. To make them attackable, you need to have the monocle of the corresponding color equipped, and the person going into the room needs to have the Talisman of True Treasure Tracking equipped as well. The best way to do this is to DPS him down to 5% health, and then everyone in the group waits for a kill command from the group leader. After the beams are down, the person in front of them goes through the door and clicks the cat toy inside. The cat toy cannot be looted and instead deals damage to you and teleports you outside of the room. The amount of damage dealt to you by the cat toy is your cat code. You will need this for the next part of the puzzle. Write it down. Next, off to Court of Stars. The difficulty doesn't matter and you just need to clear some enemies and a couple of bosses to get to the cats. Now here's the fun part. The cat code you just got is for these kittens. Have everyone in the group pick a cat in the room and they will be responsible for petting that cat. Each cat in the room responds to a digit in the code in this order: Miss Fluffy Muffins, Shadow, Mew, Ash, and Bella. Let's say your cat code is 87651. This means that you pet Miss Fluffy Muffins 8 times, Shadow 7 times, Mew 6 times, Ash 5 times, and Bella once. If you get a 4-digit code for damage, it's actually a 0 as a placeholder. So if your code is 1234, it's actually 01234, and the 0 means no pettings for Mrs. Fluffy Muffins. When you pet them, the cats will gain a timed stacking buff called Petted, and all pets must have the correct number of stacks at the same time. The best way to do this is to have the highest number cat count downwards from their number in the voice chat for each petting. So player 1 pets Fluffy Muffins 8 times, saying 8 on the first pet and 7 on the second pet. Player 2 joins in on the 7th pet, and so forth until Bella joins in when player 1 says 1. This method hasn't failed me yet and yields perfect results first try every time. Once you do this, the cats spawn an orb that takes you to the next room. Click it. Now the jumping puzzle. It looks complicated, but it's not really. Assign everyone in the group a number 1 through 5, and then the group leader reads out the movement instructions in chat. The wowhead guide uses a simple code based off of the group member and direction. So for example, at the start of the puzzle, 1FF means player 1 jumps forward onto the platform and then jumps forward again. Next, 2FLF means player 2 jumps on the platform and goes left and forward. Continue down the list of instructions. The group leader needs to make sure that each player has finished their jump before they dictate the next instruction. Otherwise, you will have to start over. At some point, player 3 will have to jump off of the platform, but that's no biggie. It ports you back to the ledge that you started at, and from there go to the far left platform. In the next room is Arcane Lava. For me at least, this part is the trickiest part. The goal is to get the entire group across the bridge. This is very much like the fox, goose, and bag of beans logic puzzle. In that puzzle, a boat can only fit the owner and one other item, but he needs to get everything across the river. How does he do it? Well, he takes the goose over, goes back, gets the fox, brings it across, takes the goose back across, grabs the beans, dumps them off with the fox since foxes want to eat geese, not beans, then comes back with the goose. However, here, the boat is big enough for 3 people, and a minimum of 2 were needed to cross. Much like the puzzle, the group can only get across in certain combinations, yet the entire group has to cross. One person is essentially the ferryman and can cross with anyone in the group. They are marked with a skull and will be on the disc the entire time. Another person can only cross with the ferryman, and they are marked with a square. One trio of people can cross together successfully, and everyone else has to go in pairs. The hard part is basically you just have to eliminate variables. Get out a piece of paper and write down each player combination in duo with each other player. Player 1 goes with player 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Player 2 goes with person 3, 4, 5, and so forth. It becomes very apparent who skull and square are, and from there you just need to find the trio of people that can travel together. Anyone in the trio who isn't skull already, therefore must be X and star. From there slap green arrow on the remaining person's head and simply follow the chart to get the group across, jumping on and off the disc as needed. After getting the group across the bridge, open the door and head back into the room. Then each person gets into a black circle and right-clicks the Hivemind. And there you go. Up to 5 people can hop in your Hivemind mount, and each person who does so increases its speed by 10%. It also flies, so that's fun. And there's your Hivemind. Congratulations! What do you think the next big WoW secret will be? Will Bale, Una, and the Waste of Time finally do something? Let me know in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe.